Alright folks, John Rush Drive Radio, Richard Rush behind the camera. Review of the 2015 Nissan Rogue SV all-wheel drive. This car retails out at $28,500. This is the second best-selling vehicle that Nissan makes. And when we get through the review, I think you'll probably see why. It's a great car for the money, all-wheel drive. Let's walk around and look at the front end of the vehicle. We're getting 30 miles to the gallon in this car. It's a very functional vehicle, and it's also not that bad looking of a car. Actually, I like the looks of the Rogue. It's a pretty decent looking car for what you're getting. 30,000 or under $30,000, 30 plus miles to the gallon. The car works fantastic. The only new things for 2015 is there's an eco mode. There is some heated front seats in the cloth material, which we actually have in this car. We'll get into an interior portion in a moment. And this blue color, which, believe it or not, this is a new color for Nissan this year on the Rogue. So those are some of the new things for 2015. Other than that, everything is unchanged from 2014, and we did a review in 2014 last year on this car if you want to know more about that. I believe that particular car, don't quote me, I'd have to go back and look at it, but I think that car did have the third row seat, where this car does not have the third row seat. And that's something as an option you'll have to look at. If you need it, you know, pay the extra money and get it. If you don't need it, I would advise not to, because I think it adds weight, and I don't think there's not a lot of room in that third seat. Yes, if you really need it and you've got to put passengers in it, it is, you know, economically speaking, a three-row vehicle that you don't find in a lot of the segment like this, especially for under $30,000. But you know what? Let's go take a drive in this car. We'll come back. We'll do the interior. I can show you some more of the interior that way, so you can get an idea of what that's like. But this is a 2015 Rogue SV all-wheel drive, 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine, 30 miles to the gallon. We're going to go through the driving portion. And one thing that Richard pointed out that he really likes about this car is when you put it in reverse, it's got kind of the split camera, so you can see behind you plus an overhead view. So you can see I'm close to the curb. So as I back up, and it does show you how close I'm getting, and you can actually see, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I can actually see without even looking how close I am to the curb, which is, again, kind of a neat feature. $28,000 car, as we talked about in the entry. I'm getting 30 plus miles to the gallon in this car. You know what? You can't complain about that. Is there a lot of fancy things on the interior of this car? We'll get into that more as we come back from the driving portion and talk about the interior. But no, it's really a basic car, but again, it's 28,000 bucks, 30 miles to the gallon. The car works extremely well. That's why this is the second best-selling vehicle that Nissan actually makes. So, you know, the ride quality on it is fantastic, and we're kind of taking a different path here today on our driving portion. So we'll kind of go around a different way here and kind of show you how the interior works. This car is a little bit louder than I would like to see it, or hear it, I should say. But again, it's $28,000. You have to put everything into comparisons with some of the other vehicles that are in its market. Does it compete very well in its segment? Yeah, it competes, you know, very well in its segment. You know, again, 28,000 bucks, 30 miles to the gallon. The ride quality is good. The downside to this car, and I'll talk about this in the opinion section that we do at the very end of the review, I wish it had more power. I'll get more into that when we get into the opinion section. But does it have adequate power? Yes. Does it get you from point A to point B? Yes. CVT transmission in this car. I know some of you don't like that, but really it's becoming a thing of the future. In this particular car, it works extremely well. All right, let's go through the interior portion. And it does have an automatic opening hatch, which is great. Again, in this segment, that's a great feature for the money, and you can see it's got the button to close it. I'll do that in just a moment. You can also grab the handle, pull it down automatically, or pull it down manually if you want to. There is a privacy screen. The vehicle we have does not have it. One of the cool features that this vehicle does have that I want to show you without the third seat is a lot of storage, you know, different options. So there's the ability for these to sit down in their flat. You can raise them up to where there's a platform here, one above it, and if you notice, and I think, I can't remember if it's this one or the other one that goes on the top up here. I believe it's this particular tray will actually slide and fit in the top just like that. So now you've got several different tiers of storage capacity inside the Rogue without the third seat, which is part of the reason why, unless you really need somebody sitting in the back seat, that's kind of a cool feature that the Rogue has. Again, you can stack different things up, ability to still tie things in if you need to. There's tie downs over here on the side. Anyways, very, very functional in the back of the 2015 Nissan Rogue. Let me come around as this is closing, jump around here into the back seat. As we always do, this passenger seat, front passenger seat, is all the way back. And there's more than enough leg room in this passenger seat. I could move that forward some if I need to, but let me show you how much room is back here. I'm 5'10". I've still got a good 4 inches of room there. Center console folds down or folds up, depending upon if there's a third passenger in this middle row seat. So it's really 5 passengers the way it's configured right at this moment. It does have vents back here that, you know, kind of shoot back for the back seat passengers. And, you know, other than that, there's not a lot to talk about on the interior. Yeah, it is plasticky, but it's under $30,000. You're not going to get a lot of high, you know, soft touch features inside of a vehicle like this for that $30,000 price. Less than $30,000 price. Privacy glass in the back. But again, one of the things we always want to mention, especially for you ladies, you know, getting out, if I was a lady with a skirt, very easy opening, can jump right out. All right, folks, interior portion now, front interior portion of the 2015 Nissan Rogue SV. Again, not a lot of frills in here. Steering wheel controls, which is nice, again, for the price. A lot of storage, door pockets, center console with a cigarette lighter, you know, a power port inside. Heated front seats, high and low. Your switches are here. Not a lot of bells and whistles on the inside. USB port, auxiliary port, and another power port right here in the middle. Dual climate control that it does have. It's got an easy to navigate audio system that works actually works very well. Of course, wipers, turn signals, all the rest that's over here. On the other side over here, and Richard, if you show me the camera, I'll let some light in, and I'll show you one of the new things for 2015, which is the Eco button down here. You also have the blind spot monitoring, all-wheel drive lock. There's a descent control, the power hatch. There is a sport mode actually also on this vehicle, and you can actually turn it the power door on or off, all with that button right there. So again, a lot of great features on this vehicle. Again, for the $28,500 price tag, you can see why this is Nissan's #2 best-selling vehicle in their entire lineup. It's a very functional vehicle for the price and for the economy. It works out fantastic. And Richard, real quick before we go, show them the blind spot monitoring indicator right up here in this upper corner. You can just see there's a red light right here at the very front of that pillar. That's what lights up if you get close, or if there's somebody in your blind spot, I should say. But I tell you what, we're going to come back and I'll give you my opinion of the 2015 Rogue next. This is my opinion of the car. Underpowered, but a great value still. 30 plus miles to the gallon. I know I've said that over and over again, but you look at the size of this vehicle and you think, wow, 30 miles to the gallon. That's really good. You know, there's, you know, the RX Hybrid, for example, is in that 30,000 or is in that 30 miles to the gallon range, and you're paying $15,000-$20,000 more money for that car than you are this car, and it essentially has the same interior room as this car has. That's why this car is the second best-selling car that Nissan has. So is this a great value? Absolutely. Is it going to have every bell and whistle that you want if you really want a luxury SUV? Of course not. You're going to have to go out and spend another $15,000, $20,000 if that's what you want. And you know the type of buyer that you are. You know what you can afford, and so on. Is this a great economical car that'll run for years to come? Absolutely. Go out, check it out at your local Nissan dealer. Tell them that John and Richard Rush sent you. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed this review today that we've done for you. And as my son always says, check out all the rest of the reviews that we have. Please make sure you go out and drive whatever car it is you're looking at yourself. Don't go off of any review that you watch, either ours or somebody else's or what you read. You need to go out and experience the car for yourself. But remember, we're on air, Drive Radio, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's here in the Denver, Colorado market. You can catch us on the TuneIn app at 560thesource.com. Just look for 560 here in the Denver market. You can also watch us live on YouTube. We stream our broadcasts every Saturday on our YouTube channel, Drive Radio, all one word. You can also find us on our website at drive-radio.com, and you can listen to us live right on our radio station's website, which is 560thesource.com. With that, we're out of here. Hope you have a great time, and thanks again for watching.